Pre-K pause.
Hey, what's up, Teachers Off Duty podcast fans?
Come here. We have some big news.
Like really big.
Like, I cannot even wait to tell you.
No, seriously, you might pee your pants. Yes, even with a teacher bladder.
We are taking the show on the road.
Vroom, vroom, beep, beep.
We're going on tour.
That's right, the Teachers Off Duty podcast, it's coming to a city near you.
It's gonna be epic.
Mind-blowing.
The night of your life.
Get ready to come and laugh and go off duty with us.
And experience the show like you've never seen it before.
Like imagine listening to the podcast, but in the same room with us and with drinks.
This means more crazy stories.
And some special surprises.
Boston friends.
Washington, D.C. friends.
And my hometown of Philadelphia friends.
Tickets are now available.
Get your tickets now because they're going fast.
See you soon, guys. I'm just so excited. Going on tour. We're going on tour.
I'm gonna need some wine.
Do you like to have fun in the sun? Are you the kind of teacher that likes to get stuff done? Today we're talking about spring break on Teachers Off Duty. So welcome to an episode of Teachers Off Duty, but this is like one of my favorites because the whole off duty and like the pineapple, what is that?
That's a palm tree.
It kind of looks like, if you think about it.
I totally was like, yes, the pineapple.
But it's like off duty, right? And what is more off duty than like spring break?
I love
right?
spring break.
I love spring
I'm
break.
loving it. We had a teacher write in for advice, and it kind of perfectly segues into this. I think we're gonna call this I'll tell you what, because my name's
I
Tell.
love that.
Thank you so
love
much.
a good pun. Yes.
We love a punny moment. But this teacher says, Dear Tell, I'm a 6th grade teacher in New York, and I have a hard time setting boundaries between work and home life. Every weekend and on school breaks, I find myself constantly thinking about my students, worrying about them, and thinking about how I can reach them better and teach them better and make sure that they leave my classroom as better human beings than they did at the end of the year. Which I think is like a sweet. That's actually nice.
Yeah.
I like that. But all of this is weighing heavy on my personal life, and I know I need to figure out how to shut it off when I go home and leave it all at school. How do other teachers do it? What should I do? Well, I drink. But, no, I think that's like hard because it's weird setting that boundary, and I like that we get these breaks within the school year, but it's hard to shut that off, especially depending on the school you're at. If you're at like for Head Start, for example, I worried about my kids when they're on break, but it is one of those things where we have to like take that time, not that we can all on teacher salaries go on vacations, but like staycations or
because
just like
it's like a mental health thing too. Because
100%.
how are you gonna come back to school after spring break and take care of those kids if you can't take care of yourself? Like if you're not like helping yourself to kind of like decompress,
if you've worked all of your spring break. So my suggestion would be do not go into the school at all on spring break. The school is off limits. Minimize what you take home, because I know we can't just say, just don't take it home, because that's not reality for some people. And mocktails and cocktails. If you don't drink a mocktail, if you do drink a fun cocktail, but like...
Or like a hobby. If
you have yes.
If you have a hobby, do that. If you don't, maybe try and find one that you like.
You get a week of finding that out for spring break.
One of the things that my mom told me when I was a kid, when my parents would go on vacation with just my mom and my dad, my parents would say, hey, we're going on vacation, and so we can come back and be better parents.
Oh, I like that.
I apply that to teaching, where
I love
there will be a break, and I'll say, hey, I'm leaving my stuff here so I can come back and be a better teacher.
Secretly, they just wanted to get away from you.
Yeah, I think they might have just been lying to me, and they just wanted to leave me in South Dakota when they went to Cancun. Yeah, but like my admin, I love my administrators, and they always send an email before a break. They always say, hey, when you go home, leave the work bag in the doorway. Don't touch your work bag. And our administrators are huge on that, where when you have your break, take your break. That's why they give it to us.
We're not even allowed on campus. Like, it's locked.
Really?
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
And I think
and on the weekends too. Like, we do not have access.
One, that's a good thing. The schools.
So that helps, because I probably would be there if I could sometimes, and so
I have
that
access.
alone just
I like that they
at all
don't let
times.
you though.
and I have access at all times. At, like
Really?
summer, I could go in my school at 3 a.m. and it would let me in. And
we have, like,
I
security
don't
codes.
like that because then I'm like, I can just go do this.
Yeah.
So whenever, and I'm like, stop doing that.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't go, because my co-teacher will do that. Like she's a long-term sub this year, but this is her first year like teaching every subject in a classroom. All at once by herself.
Which is a lot.
So like I'm really trying to help her as much as I can, and like we prep together so that like all of her copies are made when I make my copies, that way she doesn't have to worry about that. But like she will still go in on Sundays and like just to make sure she's organized for the week and help like herself to feel better. And I totally get that. Like I am that person. If I'm not ready for the week, I feel so stressed out. So like I'm trying to help her do that. So like on her spring break, she can chill and not, have to go in.
I hate this idea of like, teachers stay just a little later because I think that's BS. But sometimes when you don't have a choice, you have to get the work done. It's like, is it worth staying an hour and a half after on a Thursday so I don't have to come in at all during the week, right? Because an hour and a half during the weekend or the week of spring break is going to turn to a 4 or 5 hour thing. You're going to find stuff to do to make that hour and a half.
Yeah.
You have a unique position, though, where you have kids at school and then you come home to kids.
Yeah.
So do you think having breaks help you spend and be able to kind of reset and focus on your own kids? Like, what is that like going home to
Definitely.
kids?
It's taken me a long time to get to the point where like I have set up those boundaries.
Yeah.
Pre-pandemic, me and my husband sort of had this routine where once a week, maybe be like a Thursday night, he would, do dinner, baths, bedtime, and I would like go get, fast food or something, bring it back to school, and I would stay until 10, 11 at night. I would get all my copies made, my lessons done, and it really, helped the rest of the week go by. And then, COVID happened and things just haven't been the same. And that really made me realize, like, my family is more important than my job.
Yeah.
I am replaceable.
Yeah.
I think COVID helped a lot of people realize that.
Especially now that my girls are getting older. Like, my youngest is in kindergarten, my other's in 3rd grade. And 3rd grade that's like a critical grade for them, learning how to read and just everything socially, and realizing, like, she's really turning into like her own person.
Isn't that crazy? You made people.
That's half of your DNA right there. That's crazy.
It's middle school, so we know,
That's so
and I'm
crazy.
sure you see it too, like when they have crushes and like things like that. And I was super boy crazy when I was little, so like I should have expected this. But she loves calendars. So she's got this calendar in her room, and she, crosses off the days, February 1st, 2nd, whatever. So she had written on the calendar, Revenge Day.
Oh.
This is the day I find out if so-and-so likes so-and-so. If a girl likes the boy that she likes. And I'm just like, you're in 3rd grade.
Give me the tea. Wait, so what happened? I want to know what the revenge
it hasn't
was.
happened yet.
Oh, it's still okay.
I'm
Okay.
gonna be
we had a
twiddling
little
my thumbs
conversation
waiting.
this morning about like,
I know.
no one marries their 3rd grade boyfriend. Shout out if you have.
The 4 people out there that are watching this that have, they're like, no, I did it. Like, congrats. You're part of the 0.5% of people.
But there's going to be a lot of boys. And, I basically just try to explain to her, like, friendship is more important. But more, I was just nervous of, like, what is your revenge that you have planned?
I know.
We need to talk about this.
So she's got the Revenge Day circled on her calendar.
Yes.
I always have spring break circled on my calendar
Listen,
because I
yes.
Same.
love
It's
spring break.
Way more fun than revenge.
I like
Unless you're a villain.
spring break is awesome like right now for me because I don't have kids, and it's like I can go if I'm going to Cancun, I can go to Cancun. Like this is awesome. It's awesome.
Rub it in.
Yeah.
Right.
What do you guys usually do for your spring break?
I'm very guilty on always doing like staycations. I traveled once during spring break to Nashville, which was fun. I'm originally from Indiana. That might put it. So we drove, which was a long drive. But
that's a true Midwest thing to do.
So Midwest.
Like, we'll just drive 14 hours.
Yeah, it's fine.
It doesn't matter.
It really is a Midwest thing.
It is. It's like it's 12 hours. That's a drive. Like who needs to fly and have an entire half day? But
I'd rather get in a fight with my family in the
Right.
car. Let's just drive there. Be
Drive all the
awesome.
time.
There's so many things to see.
So many. I think it was it had to have been my second year teaching. And I was like, okay, like I'm going to do a spring break. So we're there for a couple of days. And I was one of those things, if you've ever been to Nashville, so fun. But like the food there is just like fried, grease, delicious. Yeah. So I remember going back to the gym and I was working out and I dropped the dumbbell on my finger. and I broke my finger, but I didn't want to tell the trainer.
You are so injury prone, dude.
So
You really
injury prone.
are.
And
Jeez.
I was like, okay, I'm not going to say anything. So I finished the workout. I'm like holding the dumbbell like this. And I finally, after a few days, was
Flipping
like,
everyone off as
oh my gosh,
as
like
you're
this
working out.
the whole time. And I finally go to the hospital, like, it's not feeling better. They're like, oh, you broke it. We can't really do much for that. They put it in like one of those metal splints. I was literally walking around middle fingering everyone. Yeah, like this. Hey, guest. Like, but it hurt so bad. And then I remember going, so it was the day coming back from spring break, and I was just like, okay, like, felt recharged somewhat, and I went to go open the door and hit the metal brace against the door, and it re-broke it.
No.
So it's the day coming back from spring break, and we had to call our HR they did our sub stuff for our school. And I called and I said, hey, I can't come in today. I broke my finger. And they're like, oh, the day back from spring break, you sure? Kind of like, and I was like, no, I did. I broke it, and I just re-broke it. And they were like, well, we don't have a sub. And I went to the school, and the principal saw it and called HR. Like, no, he cannot be
They
here.
didn't tell you to just put ice on it?
They were like, can you
wet
just
paper
like
towel?
just a wet paper, a
They
napkin.
didn't put you in a knee brace.
a cold compress.
Can I give you a Tums?
Yeah.
Tums.
I don't got Advil, but I got a Tums.
I want a frozen sponge. My elementary school used to give a frozen sponge.
Wait, they gave you that?
I have not experienced
That's a new
I
thing that
haven't
we
either.
did that to our students. Now. It's a
Ice
frozen
You guys did
sponge.
that?
Yes.
and wet paper
Must be a
towels.
South
Wet
Dakota
paper
thing.
towels. Yeah, they would
That
give.
doesn't sound sanitary.
Yeah, it was just nasty. Give like a frozen sponge that's been in like the freezer. Did nothing.
And they just go, just keep it.
yeah, they just keep
Well,
it.
usually they put it like, so we didn't have it when I was a kid. We just had ice, but now we had a bunch of them where you like put water on the sponge and then you put it in a Ziploc and then the individual things. But all I can think about is like, there's so much bacteria in a sponge,
gross.
like it doesn't matter. So I'm just like, love that for you. I'm never gonna do that for myself. I just walked around. I think I was there for a good hour, and then the head of HR came in to fill in for me because I was like, I need to go to the. It was like at that point the bone was like sticking out. I was like,
Yikes.
I come back from spring break. Boop boop boop. Like,
Lauren, how do you usually spend your spring break?
I don't even like to call it a spring break because my school basically doesn't have one. Like, okay, so my school I used to teach at, we had a solid, at least a week off at spring break. Now my school, we get Friday, Monday, Tuesday.
no,
That's it.
no.
And
I think that's actually kind of what we do
it's
at
like
ours.
it's like a long weekend.
It's
kind
spring.
of.
That's a spring moment.
Yeah.
That's not a spring break.
It's a spring moment. But like, okay, so for my spring moment, I go my family, they have a condo in Myrtle Beach. So we will usually go down and like spend the week with them or whatever. So I am notorious for getting sick on every stinking break that I ever had. Because I'm like, yes, I can't wait to go sit and relax and just have time to chill. I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to fly anywhere. I don't have to be doing anything. I'm just going to chill. And I think my body knows that. And it's like, girl, I have nothing coming for you.
Well, what you want to do
You
is
ever
not
heard
what
of
you're
the
gonna
flu?
do.
Right. So last spring break, Jordan and I flew down to Myrtle and we met up with his parents, and we were there 10 hours. And I developed a massive sinus infection.
Oh no.
And I had to go to urgent care. And well, the worst part was though, I called because I have like that telehealth stuff.
Yeah.
So I called and I was like, yeah, I have chronic sinusitis. Like I always get sinus infections. Can I please have an antibiotic so I can take care of this? And he's like, no. I was like,
Did he give you a wet sponge?
what? Actually, yeah, through the phone. But I was like, are you kidding me? I literally was in tears crying. I'm like, this is my spring break. I only have 5 days. I'm like, can I please have medicine so I can enjoy my break? And he's like, no. And I'm like, I hate you. And
Can
I
I give you just some amoxicillin?
It's not like
Can
you're
it?
asking for like hard drugs or
Yeah,
something.
no.
Right. But apparently because people abuse the system.
Oh my gosh.
So I went to urgent care and the lady was like, yeah, you're definitely sick with a sinus infection. So I'm going to give you meds. I'm like, thank you, kind lady.
Jeez.
Thank you, kind lady at Myrtle
Like,
Beach.
but it's every break. I'm always sick. So I don't look forward to breaks, but I also do.
Yeah.
You know,
Your
so
body has a chance to
It's a double-edged
relax
sword.
and
let go of any illnesses
Sure
that
does.
it's
It's like,
waiting
oh,
for.
you can get sick now. You don't have to teach.
You don't have to take your sick days. See, I did you a favor.
There you go. Did you guys ever go on spring break trips in college?
No. Okay. I was like, we've all known very well and have heard in multiple episodes, I am super lame. And I was
That's why we love you, though, Lauren.
Thanks.
We love you
I'm
and your
there-
lame
I'm your
self.
lame-o.
Just
So
kidding.
like I never went anywhere because my parents were always super paranoid that I was gonna get like snatched or like like crash my car or something. So like they wouldn't let us like let my brother go,
but not you.
but not me. So I was like, all right, guys, I guess I'll just chill in my backyard. And I was like,
get a tan in Ohio.
It's possible.
yeah, rubbing some baby oil on my skin in April.
Megan,
it's
what do you
50
guys
degrees.
do?
So as in high school, I never was like a spring breaker. I was like a goody goody, but kind of a funny story. So like one of my best friends was a guy, and he was going to go to Panama City, and he's telling me he's going to Panama City. Okay, first, do you know where Panama City is?
Florida, right?
It's in Florida.
Yeah.
Okay, so I grew up in Michigan, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you're going to China? Like
You
what
did
a
not.
cool spring break. I did.
Oh.
There's a reason I don't teach geography.
I don't even have my passport yet. To be fair, Florida is kind of its own world.
Yeah, it is.
No, so there's a lot to do in Florida. So we definitely like staycation. And then the summer is when we will
go out.
journey.
I love me a staycation though, honestly.
Did you ever go on any big spring breaks when you were in college?
We would come down to Siesta Key, Florida. And I'm Puerto Rican, so I had never burned. And at this point, we were sitting there, and I was like, "Man, the tops of my feet itch so bad," and I couldn't even explain it. And my mom said that I have boils on them. It wasn't sun. It wasn't a sunburn. It was sun poisoning. And I was like, on the top, nowhere else is burned. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so we'd gone inside. We were trying to, and then we go to Joe's Crab Shack. Because we're fancy, and we get in there, and I'm like, I can't walk anywhere with shoes on, so I'm going in barefoot, like some kind of like.
Don't they have a little beach, Joe's Crab Shack? Like the play area.
Where I went just to get my feet in the sand.
I've never been to one that had a play area, like a beach area.
I should have gone
I've been
there.
I've never been to one.
That's
they don't
cool.
have them in
I
South
think
Dakota.
It was a Joe's Crab Shack.
That's because
They have a Joe's
they don't
Crab Shack in South
crabs.
Dakota.
In South Dakota.
we go to this Joe's Crab Shack. I've never been before, and I'm sitting there and I'm miserable. I'm like, my feet hurt, like everything. And there's a waitress walking by with a thing full of margaritas, and this guy on the other side stood up and bumped her, and every margarita this one has soaks me, and I'm sitting there shaking in this, and that's how I got my Joe's Crab Shack shirt and socks. But I remember being like livid because I thought at the time it smelled terrible, and now at 31 I would give anything to just smell like margarita all the time. But it was like burned the shoe, like that was my one.
That'll
big
be your
spring break.
Christmas gift next year's Christmas. It's gonna be a margarita cologne.
Yeah, it could be like a
like
new brand
that.
deal.
So Jordan, so like back in college, Jordan was in a band that toured around. And so like they had like their tour was starting like it was either spring break week or whatever, but the day before there's like a local-ish beach called Presque Isle, and my mom was like, let's just go there and we'll hang out like at the beach for a day. And we're like,
Beach
okay,
in
cool.
Ohio?
It's more like a lake, but we call it the beach. So it's an Ohio beach.
It's a swamp. It's a drainage pond.
There's a lot of glass, but if you pick it out of the sand.
Listen, not a swamp. That would be in the sand. No. It's more like a reservoir, but no.
The algae's growing on the top.
Slimy.
No, but
Put your head under the water.
stop. I'm like gonna cry. But anyway, so we're at this beach, and Jordan like is super pale to begin with, but he like got a sunburn, and we were like, oh, you're just a little bit sunburned, like it's okay. And then on the way home, he started feeling sick. And then when we get back home, he's like on the couch, feels like he's gonna throw up, and like is like starting to get the boils. He got such bad sun poisoning all over his body.
What
And-
month is this?
It was like May or April
Okay,
or
that
May or
makes
something.
sense.
I don't
Okay.
know, but it was like sunny.
Right.
And he was on this medication that caused him to have sensitivity to sunlight. And we didn't know at the time. But then he had to start his tour like the next day.
With boils.
And he plays guitar.
No.
So his entire body, he has a guitar strap and a guitar across his body. And he's like in a metal band, essentially. So he has to jump around the stage. He's like, I'm in so much pain.
Like, those screams were real. Those singing screams. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
When I was in college, one of the spring break trips I went with the girl that I was kind of pretty much dating at the time, and she dumped me on the trip. So that kind of ruined my spring.
Wait, was
What
there
a
more
great
than just
time.
you two?
Yeah. We had like a group of us. We went to Big Sky, Montana. We went skiing. I'm like, yeah, I really like this girl. We're going to go skiing. This is awesome. And we made it there. And then she's like, yeah, this isn't going to work. It was so awkward.
Why would you do that on the trip?
It was the worst.
Did you
dude.
drive there? So did you
Yeah.
have like the awkward drive
Yeah,
home?
so
then?
this is actually kind of a funny story. So we drove up there, and I was like, "Yeah, I really like this girl. She's super cool. We've been seeing each other for a couple months now." And then all of a sudden, she just flipped a little bit. Something was different, and she's like, "Yeah, this isn't going to work out with us." I'm like, "Oh, that sucks." So we probably had like a group of 8 of us that were up there, and we were driving back, and we split up into the boys had one car and the girls had the other car, and we were driving the car of one of the girls. And my buddy who was in the car, he was like, "Dude, that's kind of crazy that that you got dumped on the trip. That's like one of her friends should have told her not to do it over the trip. Let's put her car on Craigslist right now." And we were driving the car. So we were driving the car, and he's like, "Yeah, let's put it on Craigslist and see what happens." It was a really nice car, and put it for like dirt cheap, like a brand new car. I put it for $5,000 on Craigslist, and then she started getting phone calls about the car while we were driving.
Gabe.
I told them not to do it. I said, "No, that's mean. Like, we shouldn't do this." But they definitely did. I'm serious. Like, I'm serious about it.
I would have been like, do it.
Gabe was like,
So I was like, "No, I got to be nice. I'm not going to treat her friend like that. It's mean." He's like, "No, we're going to do it."
nah, he was probably like, don't do it.
No, her number.
She was so pissed, and rightfully so. Yeah, that
You have to
definitely.
change your number.
Yeah, it was pretty entertaining.
I also got dumped though over spring break. So
You
like,
did, too?
I did, yeah.
What is up
This
with
is a
this?
thing.
So when I was in 6th grade, I literally had been like dating.
Mine was in college.
Dating.
That's
no.
real dating.
I know. But I had been dating this kid for like 2 weeks, not even.
Mm-hmm.
And like, when you're in 6th grade, you're like, I'm in love, I'm gonna marry him. And then
Shout out if you
we're
married your 6th
literally-
grade sweetheart.
Right. we literally were walking out the door to the buses to leave for spring break. And I'm about to step onto my bus, and his friend comes up to me and goes, "Hey, TJ thinks it would be better if you guys just like were friends." And I was like, "Huh?" And then he's like, "Yeah, he just thinks, because it's spring break, you guys should just be friends." It was like a week-long break. It's not like we were going away
wasn't a
to a
spring
different
moment.
country.
Right,
like,
right.
Yeah. So I get on the bus, and I remember I cried the whole way home. And now I look back at that moment, I was like, I'm so stupid. Like,
I got Spring Break Heartbreak, a new Taylor Swift song. Like, what is up with people getting broken up with during spring break?
I thought it was always like either before Christmas or Valentine's Day. So
Yeah.
that you could
Or-
like buy them a gift.
Yes.
Right.
So when we were in college, we had what was called the turkey dump. And that was when
wait.
It's just gross.
The turkey dump.
It was called the turkey dump. So what happened is, like, you graduate high school, everyone is still dating their high school sweethearts,
Okay.
and then you go off and you try to do your long distance relationships in college. And then the first time everybody comes back to see each other in town is Thanksgiving. So everybody would come back and like rekindle, like, they would talk with their long distance boyfriend and girlfriends, and almost everybody would end up breaking up with each other. It'd be the turkey dump because everybody had their first a month and a half of college, and they realized, oh, I would rather be single in college instead of having a long distance relationship. So that was coined the turkey dump.
I'm going to coin it thanks dumping.
Thanks, dumping.
Oh my! You don't do a turkey round. You do a turkey dump.
I think that's a. Isn't that after the Thanksgiving meal?
Something that happens after Thanksgiving.
I now need to sit down and write out a list of what I would call like dumping somebody for each holiday. Like, you've just created this goal in my mind.
What's the spring break dump?
Spring break.
No.
The word breaks
spring
in there.
breakup.
Oh, spring
breakup.
breakup. Yeah.
Spring breakup.
I lived that. Scarred me.
I need
But
people to like in the comments.
Vic's like, that's not good.
He's like, no, hate it.
I don't know. I'll have to sit down and think about that one.
People shorten Christmas like Xmas.
Yeah.
yeah.
EX-mess.
So, but EX.
Yeah.
Mess.
That's funny.
So with spring break, have you guys ever seen like a student out and about when you're on your spring break? Oh no, have you?
Megan has.
Oh no.
I live and work Okay, in the same community. And for a long time, I really liked it. I felt, it gives you that sense of community.
Yeah.
And, you see students now working at McDonald's, and 8 years later, they still remember your name and remember your class. That's great. So our town has this little water park. And it's maybe 5 years old. And for years, we just avoided it because I teach middle school and my husband teaches high school. Okay. And we're like, okay, we are bound to see students. It's right across the street from the high school, right across the street from the activity center. So we would avoid it. Well,
wait, so you have high school and then water park across the street?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Wow.
They have a water polo team now.
Oh.
Yeah,
I love that.
I also thought that was with horses, and it is not.
It's with seahorses, right?
Mystery.
How are they going to get the horses in there? Yeah. Anyways, I don't teach PE. So,
Because water polo with horses falls under PE.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
It doesn't sound sanitary or safe for the horses.
It would be a horse dump.
A horse.
We have 2 daughters, so they're 6 and 9. And so last summer it was so hot, and we're like, screw it. We're going to do the water park. We'll probably see students. It's fine. So we go there, and I don't wear a bikini, but they make these really cute one pieces that are kapow.
Yeah.
Okay? So we're there, and within 2 minutes, I sort of lock eyes with one of the lifeguards. And I realized that he was a student that I had a few years earlier in 8th grade. And it was just so funny because it's we locked eyes and then we did not look at each other.
And then you pretend they don't exist.
And he's overseeing, the lazy river. And so you're, sitting on your inner tube, and every time you go by, you're just nope, not going to look at you. The best is when you have some of your former students, they see you and they want to hug you. And I'm like, nope.
No.
Nope.
Absolutely not.
Basically wearing undergarments. No.
Right.
That's hanging out.
And it's hot and sweaty, and it's just I don't, just leave me alone.
It just feels wrong.
You don't want to sit and
I don't know
screen
what would
hug.
be more awkward, seeing students at the water park or seeing students' parents at the water park. That'd be
both.
No matter what.
That's an
interesting interaction.
They never look how you expect them.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
At least I've never run into any parents down by the reservoir.
The reservoir is a safe place to go. There's no parents there.
One of my favorite quotes, this is so dumb. One of my favorite quotes ever was from the TV show Phineas and Ferb.
Oh my god.
And they were Phineas and Ferb were talking to each other, and they said somehow oh yeah, that's weird. Oh, weird seeing your teacher in public or seeing your teacher in public with a cowboy hat on. I thought it was the funniest thing ever.
And now Gabe walks around in public with a
Seeing your
cowboy
teacher.
hat.
Tipping the hat over.
In the Dakotas, you can't wear your cowboy hat. You fit in. Walk into bomb guards with your cowboy hat on.
What is that?
Bomb guards? It's like...
Is it like a Gander Mountain?
Did you say bomb cars?
Bomb guards.
Bomb gar.
Bomb guards.
Spell that.
BOMGARS?
GARS. Bomb guards. Though there's another B, bomb guards.
Is it like a Gander Mountain store?
No, it's like a farming store. So
Tractor supply.
yeah, it's like Tractor Supply.
Or the
But then
big
they
R.
also sell little baby chickens, baby chickens.
Yeah. Tractor Supply, they do too.
And you
Really?
can wash your dog there. Did you know
Listen,
that?
as a spring break moment, please don't buy your kids baby chickens.
Oh, for Easter and stuff?
For
Don't do
Easter
that.
and stuff.
Don't.
I know so many people in Ohio that do that stuff, and then they don't want the actual chickens. They
Where
just
do
want the baby
chickens
chicken.
go in the winter?
The reserve.
So unless you're gonna actually keep them and take care of them, don't buy your kids baby chicks for Easter.
Yeah, not a good deal there.
No,
not a
don't
good
do
deal.
it.
Don't
do it.
Unless you go to the reserve.
Yeah, and on that note, we should talk about some more things that our students do that we just don't get.
Please do.
So as you guys know, I do this on my channel on TikTok, and I always it's always things that my students do that I just don't get, but we got some sent into us that were other people's things that their students do. So I want to know if any of these are relatable. Tapping their pencils on their desk like they're the lead drummer of a rock band.
I always tell kids, I'm like, hey, little drummer boy, quit it. I always say
Band
it.
is next period.
Right.
Yeah.
It just sounds in general for me. It's the water bottle clang. They all have a
When they
hydro
speak.
flask.
When they fall
Just
on
when
the
they
ground.
talk.
Oh my! Just when the kids talk.
When the kids speak at all.
Oh my gosh.
Calling me bruh like they pay bills or something.
My favorite way to shut that down is I kind of make it inappropriate, and I'm like, I am not a bra, I am a person. They're like, ew, my hair.
I don't
Yes,
get the
hit them with the discomfort,
Yeah.
the uncomfort.
This brings me no
uncomfy.
comfort.
Make them feel weird.
That's So funny.
When my students eat in class and my classroom smells like a bag of Takis.
Oh my goodness, dude!
Yeah.
I was watching kids eat Takis in my class the other day. And my rule is can't have Takis. Like your rule is you can't have any food. And I'm seeing these two kids sitting at the lab table, and they take out the Takis, and they're just licking it like it's like a popsicle. And like my tongue, I feel like I got a rash on my tongue just watching it. Like, I cannot stand they get talky fingers
it's like
and
the
stuff
Cheeto
everywhere.
dust and it's everywhere. I'm like, don't touch
Do
this.
something that they're not going to find out
and
about.
then they'll come up to my desk and they'll be like, oh, can I look at a drink while their mouth is just on fire? I'm like, no.
They think they're so sneaky too. It's
Not
like
at
I
all.
can hear you
Oh, no.
rummaging over there.
I would have kids bring like their parents would let them bring like candy from like a holiday or whatever and it'd be in their book bag and they just all like conspicuously just be going to that one person's cubby and I'm like, what guys, what come on.
Listen, I had to be a detective yesterday at lunch. So my kids earned candy. We were playing bingo to like review vocabulary. And my student teacher like gave them candy if they won the bingo game. So my one student takes his Jolly Rancher to lunch and he was like, should I eat it? Should I not? To his entire table. And they all voted and they were like, no, you shouldn't eat it. Give it to someone. And he was like holding it over this other kid's hand like he was going to give it to him. So the kid took it and he was like, I don't want this either, and passed it off to somebody else. And the other kid popped it in his mouth. And so the first kid who had the candy was upset. And he comes back to my room and he's like pouting and he's like, nothing, I'm fine. I was like, you can tell me what's wrong and I can, deal with it. And he's like, no, I'm fine. And I'm like, okay, so you can go back to your seat. And then if you need to talk, he goes, okay, I'll tell you. And like immediately just like starts telling me the story, but it's a complete different story, of course. He's like, someone just came up and snatched my candy.
Oh, yeah.
So then I had like 5 boys out in the hallway trying to like interrogate them to see what actually happened. And then I have one student who was trying to be detective and he like knew we were out in the hall. So he ran into the bathroom because the one kid who was involved was still using the restroom. And he comes walking by, he goes, so-and-so did this, and then like telling the whole story. He goes like, that's what happened, and ran in the door. I'm like, thanks, detective, get in the room. Like, the food, though, causes so many problems.
Oh, my God, the food.
I feel like that was a good lesson in like democracy, though,
I was
for
gonna
him.
say.
Like,
It was.
you let them vote, and you didn't like the outcome.
And I did. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm like, I feel like you didn't mean to give it away, but you did.
Right.
And so next time, if you don't want someone to eat your candy, don't offer it to them.
Right.
Like,
Pop in your mouth or put in your locker, babes. That's
I
what we do.
all right.
Do you have
I
do you have anything else of things that students do that you just don't
but
get?
I want to hear about your products
Okay,
you brought
so-
for us.
My new segment on here. I'm looking right in the camera because this one is going to hit home. The name of the segment is called Good or Garbage with Gabe. And I'm going to be reviewing school products and school supplies. Are they good or are they garbage with Gabe? That's me. So,
Do we get a vote on what we think? If we think
Yes.
it's good or garbage? Okay.
Yes.
Ooh,
So
we
first-
need like a paddle.
Yeah.
Good or
Good or
garbage.
garbage.
Like a trash can or
Yeah.
something.
all right.
show
So
good.
first, I'm going to go on my rant about this one.
Okay.
I'm going to go on my rant.
Go.
And then you
Do
can
it.
vote if you agree with me or not.
Okay.
First thing that I think is good or garbage. I think it's garbage. It's called school toilet paper.
Amen.
School toilet paper. Can you? Okay, we work all day. We work all day with kids. They're asking us 1,000 questions all the time. They're trying to eat our food. They're pushing our boundaries. The one thing that I want is when I've got 10 minutes to take a break, I want some good toilet paper. That's what I want. You know what I get instead? I get sandpaper. I literally get sandpaper. It is the thinnest one ply. You hold it up to the light, you see through it. This is crazy. I'd rather use a Kleenex.
You touch it,
I'd
it
rather
rips.
use anything else. I'd rather use school paper towels, which are even worse.
Ooh.
Almost even worse. I hate school toilet paper. That product is garbage. Do you agree?
There's trauma there. And
Dude.
as a therapist, I would like to someday
Can we unpack this?
that.
Can we unpack this?
I think so garbage. It's garbage because this is the thing. I don't think it resembles even toilet paper. It's like the paper they put down at the doctor's office for you to sit on. So like,
my gosh,
that's literally what
yes.
it feels like. I'm like, but as an adult and as a teacher, like, I'd working there all day, and I remember going to the bathroom the first time, being like, oh, we poor. Oh, this is a public school. No, I agree. Garbage.
Lauren?
I'm gonna also go with garbage. Like you literally touch it and your fingers go through it.
Yeah.
So like I'm piling
Yeah.
that on my hand. I can't. No.
So gross. Megan, are you going with good or
I
garbage?
actually did a whole Teacher Tip Tuesday on my channel about this.
Ooh.
And one
Hear
of the
about this.
tips was that I bring my own toilet paper.
That's
from
Really?
home. Okay, women poop. Okay. And the same thing. End of the
I don't.
day. Like,
What?
I do not.
You,
No, I'm kidding.
Women poop?
Obviously.
you just want, yeah, like good. So that was one of my tips. That and like the poopery.
Oh,
Because
that?
I use the same bathroom that like students use. We don't on my section. We don't have like a teacher bathroom.
That's unfortunate.
So yeah, they move our classrooms a lot. And one year actually, I
gosh.
didn't even realize I was using the boys' bathroom for like almost the whole year.
Oh,
And I couldn't
my
figure
gosh.
out why. This is so
The
TMI.
urinals didn't give it away?
No, we don't have urinals. They're just like, they're really unisex bathrooms.
Yeah.
But like, I couldn't figure out why I'd sit down to go to the bathroom and like the lights would go off. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, but it wasn't that way in the girls' bathroom. It's very strange. So yeah, school.
I think we should
paper
also
is
have
garbage.
like the Cottonelle, like the wet wipes.
100%.
Oh.
Like they just like okay. This might also be TMI, but living with a husband who has UC, like I am like amazing at keeping my bathrooms clean and making sure everyone has everything they need to feel comfortable when they go to the bathroom in my
Wait,
house.
do you have a squatty potty?
Except that.
I don't feel comfort in your home. I don't have a
give you a
squatty
stool.
potty either.
No, I have a bidet. We have it's like but we like it's just like attached to the
Yeah.
toilet, but like life changing.
Oh, I had one of those, but it was
Yeah.
for cleaning diapers.
Oh.
Yeah, I cough diapered, and it
okay.
was the same thing, but it was
Interesting.
for
okay.
cleaning.
It's
Yeah,
called
but like you just feel better
Yeah. So we've
than using that
we've
sandpaper.
came to the conclusion that school toilet paper is in fact garbage. It is garbage. All right, I got an idea. Since it's spring break, let's play a game.
Let's do it.
play Never Have I Ever Spring Break Edition. We'll see how this goes. How many? All right, so for
I'm
Never Have
nervous.
Yeah.
you never played Never Have I
No.
Ever?
I
All
told
right, so
you,
here's
Don't
how
you
it
have to
works.
put up fingers?
Yeah. So how many fingers do you want to go? 10 or want to go 5 or?
Yeah, let's do 10.
Let's do 10. Okay.
Do we all
5,
have 10?
10.
Because I will tell you, one time I told my students to give me 5, and I offended a girl who did
And
not
Sally
have
Sue's giving you
5
4.
fingers.
I'm going to do 5.
Oh.
You win some, lose most as a teacher. So
We're
How
doing,
about we'll
let's
just
do-
say put up all.
put a
put
ball.
all. We're going to do 10.
We start like
Okay.
this.
Okay.
Yeah.
just go
all right.
ahead.
So how this works, I'm going to read the question, and if this applies to you, you put a finger down.
Got
Love that
Okay.
our producers
Right?
are even playing.
Yeah.
I'm looking at them like, okay. We got put your 10 little, what are they called? Not piggies.
Piggies
are your
are
feet.
toes.
Yeah.
Not your
Okay.
piggies. Put your piggies away.
Never have I ever farted in class and blamed it on my kids. That's a classic you.
That is so me.
And they never suspect
No.
female teachers either.
I'm not going to say I haven't farted in class,
you're not
but I've never
participating?
blamed it on a kid.
I
I'm
don't
just
have enough
discreet.
hands. So I've never blamed it on a kid, so I got to keep. Wait, do I put one down if I never blamed it
No,
on
if
a
you
kid?
did, never
No.
have I ever. You put it down if you did it.
Yeah, you put it down if you
Okay,
did
I
it.
haven't.
No,
All right.
so you keep your finger up.
So I keep.
Yeah.
This is my
if
game
you
and I'm messing it
haven't, me
up.
and Tell are the rude ones.
Yeah, if you haven't blamed a kid, you keep all your fingers up.
All right, next one. Never have I ever hidden a stash of candy in my desk at school.
Oh,
we all do
What
that.
teacher doesn't?
Easy. We all do that.
Wait, why did I do this? There we go.
Never have I ever gone to school sick because it was easier than making sub plans to take the day off. 100%.
Yeah.
I have not.
How do I?
That's how I know I'm really sick when like I don't even want to go in.
Nope, I've never done that. I've been like, nope, not going in.
If I'm sick enough, I'm gonna be like, no, I'm making sub plans
Right.
and staying home. But like, if it's like, I just don't feel good, I'm gonna like
Yeah.
try to tough it
Yeah.
out.
Now, if I'm sick, I'm putting on planet Earth. I'm coming to school, baby.
Yeah.
I'm
gosh.
giving all the kids the flu. Just kidding. I'm joking. It's
Gabe's
joke.
a super spreader.
I'm a super spreader.
No.
Never have I ever panicked when my principal asked me to come see him or her after school.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yes,
yeah,
I have.
I've done that. That's no fun.
Wait, I zoned
Spiral.
out. Read that again.
Never have I ever panicked when the principal asked me to come to see him or her after school.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely done that.
That's why I was like, wait, I was not
Full-blown
paying
panic.
attention.
Yeah, every time I have that conversation, I end up getting fired.
She's on his
kidding.
12th job.
Oh, my 12th job. Wait, never have I ever treated random children in public like they were my students. Dude, I've accidentally.
That's bad. I always do that.
When I see a kid with their hood up, I'm gonna be like, take your hood off. I'm like, wait, no.
That's not my kid.
That's not anywhere in public. Like, they can have their hoods on.
I do that too much. I'm like, oh, wow, no, thank you. All that. I'm like, Tal, that's not your child.
Never have I ever left the copy machine jammed. 100% have done that. I'll see it jammed and I'll be like, I don't have time to unjam this. I'm just going to walk back to class.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Do it. This is Jelly's last jam, and I'm not doing it.
Never have I ever coached my class for an admin observation.
Oh, 100%.
I've given
More
warnings.
like bribes.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've given them warnings like, hey, just let you know this is going to happen.
I do. So everyone's safe. There's going to be someone visiting us today. I do the safety card, but really it's just like, you guys know to get on your best behavior.
So I had a drop-in this week.
Nope.
And after the drop-in went great. And afterwards, the kid's like, you acted so much different when he was in here. I was like, no, I didn't act different. You all just stopped talking so I could actually teach. You were the ones acting different. Never have I ever thrown away papers I was supposed to grade. Oh, do that.
Oh, I just did that this
done
week.
Yeah.
Recycle.
Sorry, kids.
Recycle.
Sorry, kids.
Never have I ever been sworn at by a student.
Oh.
All the time.
The things
Every
I
last
think.
word.
All the time. Never have I ever had a crush on a parent.
No.
Oh,
I'm not going to go there.
okay.
No.
I guess I'm
Not
going with
gonna
it. Put
go
a
there.
finger down. It's fine. You know what? I'm proud of it.
Oh wait, I did when I was a daycare teacher
That
though. Before
counts.
I was like
That
married,
counts.
and yeah, I did, and went in daycare. Yeah.
Never have I ever cussed in front of my students. On accident, yeah.
I almost did. I did.
Make it the first time.
I remember the behavior was so crazy in like that day, and I was like, "This is bull shark." I like saved it with bull shark, but
What the frick is going on today, guys?
I've never done the F. One time the kids were horrified. I said, "Are you shitting me?" And they're like, and I'm like, "Oh, you lost it. You lost it."
I've only sworn in front of my class like if I've hurt myself. Like I will literally
yeah.
walk into a table, and that's
And then
and
it's,
like I try to
drops
like
up.
not
And
say
your
it
kids are
loud.
older.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Like-
kids are fine. I had to email all the parents. I'm like, I said, "Are you shitting me today?" And I did not have a single parent that was like, "What?" They're like, yeah, "You're
We
fine.
get it.
Trust me." They've
get
heard
it.
worse.
Never have I ever wished a kid was absent. I would never do that. I want all of my kids to be there.
yeah.
The ones you don't want to be there, always there.
I think I've thought of it, but I've never.
absent.
I don't think I've ever
Perfect attendance.
wanted it. Because I get nervous.
Never have I ever had a parent request something completely unreasonable. Oh, all the time.
So we are all out
All
now.
right, so
We're
I
all
lost.
The parent one's the one that did us.
Yeah, we've all been there. But, dude, I love spring break. Spring break's awesome. All the teachers that are listening, everybody who is even not a teacher, enjoy your spring break. If you don't have a spring break, create one. Create a Saturday. Just call it, hey, this is my spring break.
spring moment.
It's your
spring
spring
moment.
moment.
I love that.
Your spring
Y'all
Saturday
can have
moment.
a spring moment
Yeah.
with me.
It's a vibe.
Exactly. But thank you for tuning in this week to the Teachers Off Duty podcast, and we'll see you all next week.